are you looking up tonight? Mulling under the moonlight. Never thought to let it go. Soul searching out of your window. Giant eyes, never sleep unless your head's by mine. Holding on to what we call divine. Do you think we're running out of time? Too late to stay, too dark for you to head home. Lay here with me, we'll watch another episode. Don't say goodnight. Stay by my side. Daylight rushes in over your emerald eyes. Guess that means that we're all out of time. Like a dream, you only come out at night. Am I crazy? Watch the sun as it's fading. Can't believe I'm waiting around on you. So complicated. I thought that you would leave it, yet here we are under the moon. Too late to stay, too dark for you to head home. Lay here with me, we'll watch another episode. Don't say goodnight. Stay by my side. Too late to stay, too dark for you to head home. Lay here with me, we'll watch another episode. Don't say goodnight. Stay by my side. Too late to stay, too dark for you to head home. Lay here with me, we'll watch another episode. Don't say goodnight. Stay by my side.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Elgato No Signal because LNobbins forgot to turn his camera on. Hello. Welcome to classic professionalism, as always. Welcome to the Post-Mortem for Manchester City 2, Everton 0. A lovely win, another victory for City, and it's how many games without a loss right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. Well, it's 8 in a row, so 9 games ago is when we lost against Brighton. So you've played 8 games now in a row without defeat, which is very, very lovely. We haven't dropped points in the league since Arsenal. It is a good time had by all, and a very important result for City. There's another match which is going on right now, Fulham versus Arsenal. I do have that game on my screen, so if anything does happen, then I can have a little cheeky look at it. Hopefully Fulham can do us a favour, because right now, chat, right now, oh no, we're not top of the table. Oh, man. I thought we'd still be top of the table. No, even if Arsenal drop points, they are still top of the table. But hopefully they can drop some points to take the gap from 3 down to 1, and that'll be a lovely time. But yeah, the purpose of today's video, as always, is to have a chat about the match. What were our thoughts on it? Who played well? Who didn't? What were the strategies involved, and that sort of situation. They're top right now because they have more points. They have 1 more point right now. They'd have to lose. If they lose, then they will be on the same points as us, but we will be ahead of them on goals scored because they've only scored 14, whereas we've scored 17. And just on that, once again, we are the top goal scorers in the Premier League this season with 17 goals. Chelsea second on 16. Liverpool, who have played a game less, and in fairness, they are playing Amarim's United next, so maybe that will shoot up. But right now, City are topping the table for goals scored. Lovely stuff. Musty's a big Ake fan. I felt that Ake struggled in the game. Defensively, I do agree. I thought he played well, but he did frustrate me a lot. He was probably my least favourite player, to be honest. we're going to talk about the game, interact with the chat as always. Please leave a like on the video because it's free, helps grow the channel, helps support us. If you want to go the extra mile, then do consider clicking the link in the pinned comment. I promise it's not a phishing scam. It just takes you to becoming a member of the channel to support your boy. Let's talk about the game then, shall we? So this was a big game, obviously. Net. Abanab is one of my beautiful members. I do an Abanab. From a net POV, I just tweeted about this right now. We are up 8 points compared to last season. Net, if you compare it fixture to fixture. We've either matched or bettered every single fixture that we took part in last season. Because, yeah, we lost against Spurs, we lost against Brighton this season, we also lost against them last season. Last season we lost against United, we won this season. Last season we lost at Arsenal, we drew this season. So that's three extra points for United. One extra point from Arsenal. Last season we drew against Brentford, we won this time, that's an extra 2 points. And last season we drew against Everton, it was 2-2, wasn't it, I believe? And we won today, so an extra 2 points. So overall, we are +8. And the fact we've only played 8 games is pretty good. It's pretty good going, so it just goes to show, hopefully, if we can continue that sort of form of elevating our results from last season. The last season was a bit of a blip, and now we can actually crack on with being an actual title contender. Before we get into my thoughts on the game, let me just check in with the chat, see how you guys are doing. Pyrex liked Savio in the second half. Yeah, apparently Spartacus. You know, there are still people running this narrative. It's just me as Nunes was man of the match, says Nerlan. I wouldn't go that far, but I liked Nunes. As we'll get into, I liked Nunes in the second half, and I liked a lot of our players in the second half. First half, I didn't really like anyone, and Arsenal nearly score a goal. Thankfully, they didn't. Love Shirky. I love Shirky, Josh. Cove did well when he came on, says Musty. Pep got the subs right, says Thunderstorm. Pedro and Foden masterclass, justice for Etcher. I don't know what that means. 0 minutes for Etcher Messi. Team looks solid but lacks quality. I'm not watching it, Sachin. No, I'm doing this stream for you guys right now. That's what's going on. And Jai, hey, Ichigo, he's a great player. I did say that. I still think Grealish has been their best player, though. AP says, I don't get the haul and carry job thing. I get others have to score too, but he's our most lethal weapon. We don't create for him. The talk shite, we create for him. He scores, then he carries. Yeah, I answered this on Ask Nobbins. I really don't think it's a problem. It would be a problem if Haaland weren't our top goal scorer. And we know we have goal scorers in the side. We know that Foden will get a lot of goals. We know Marmoush will get a lot of goals. We know that Reinders will get a good amount of goals. We know Shirky will get a good amount of goals. It's not a problem for me. It's not a problem. It's the example Nobbins always goes back to. Treble year. Only 2 players had double digits in the league. Not a problem for me. Hello, Dom. Was it 1-1? Am I thinking of... What am I thinking of those 2-2? Was it Brighton, maybe, that I'm thinking of at home? I can't remember. I'm sure there was a game where it was 2-2. Maybe it's Brighton I'm thinking of. Yeah, 1-1 it was. Yes, so that's an extra 2 points, isn't it? Hello, Martin. Tonight, I don't know if that's tonight, matey, but tonight I am... I'm cooking for date night, so I won't be available tonight. Andy Moshirky, don't we all? Foden, man of the match. I think he probably was. I know Haaland got the 2 goals, but I think he might have been man of the match, to be honest with you. A positive outlook. Yeah, definitely strawberry cheesecake. Definitely. It was a good game, wasn't it? Thank you, True Citizen, for that. Yeah, and Shirky's lovely to watch. Let's get into that, shall we? Now, the title of the stream is A Tale of Two Halves. A Tale of Two Halves. The first half, right, okay. No, I was going to say I actually didn't think we played that badly, but let me rephrase this, because I was not happy with how we were defensively in that first half. Everton were way too comfortable and far too confident for my liking, and we made them confident. We very nearly conceded a very foolish goal, but it didn't go in the back of the net, so fine. There was another moment where it was given as offside, but on the replay it looked very onside. So I don't know if what that was the case, like where whoever it was put it just wide, and it did seem that essentially every single it seemed that like just from the goal kick they could just play a long ball, and then their striker Beto would just have his way with Ruben Diaz, essentially. That was a little bit upsetting. So defensively, I was not happy at all with that first half. And Everton should have been in the lead, realistically. They should have been in front because we were, once again, architects of our own downfall. But going forwards, I felt it was good. I know that we didn't score the goal, and the finishing was frustrating. Savio, there was a moment where Savio should have passed when he shot, and he should have shot when he passed. That was frustrating. There was another such moment where it fell to Doku. I think Foden wins it back in his own defensive third, gets fouled, and then Haaland continues the attacks or something like that, and then it eventually falls to Doku from Reinders maybe. And it's a bad finish by Doku. He should be scoring that. He really should be scoring that. I know Doku can do much better there. And there was another one where Foden passed it to Reinders, and Reinders could have done better. I wanted Foden to shoot from outside the box. Instead, he wanted to slip in Reinders. I get it, unselfish or whatever. I just wanted him to twat it, to be honest with you. So the first half, I don't actually think it was bad going forward. And now, I'll accept it was bad. Defensively, it was definitely bad defensively. I'm not going to try to defend that, but defend that defensively. But going forwards, I actually felt the City were good for the most part. The creativity was chill because we were creating a decent amount of chances because we should have scored a good amount of goals. We hit the crossbar as well. I tweeted about this. Side note: how on earth has a goal not gone in the back of the net from a Foden corner? I know that this one would have technically gone down as an own goal, but goodness me, I have no idea how. And there was like another one that Foden played to Ake as well. I have no idea how he's not got like 4 assists, or like, you know, if we're including like the own goal thing, like 4 to 5 from his corners this season. It's been a little bit mad, hasn't it? So we could have scored from that as well. And you guys are saying a lot about Unjai, and I referenced him in the analysis, in the tactical preview, sorry. And yeah, he was causing a massive concern for City, not just offensively, which I did expect. I didn't expect him to like lock up Doku on a number of occasions. Of course, Doku got the better of him a good amount of times, but the amount of times that Unjai essentially made their back four more of a back five, and essentially played as like a right wing back and kept being a thorn in the side of Doku, was really, really frustrating. So shout out to Unjai. No disrespect to Everton, but if he continues playing like that, he is destined to be playing like in the Champions League at some point, surely, for that level of club. 100%. 100% he has to be, because he was very, very lovely. Thankfully, they had no Jack Grealish today, and I guess it goes to show it's no surprise that they have been doing so well this season when you have Grealish and you have Unjai and you have a target man in Beto as well, and a decent midfielder in Dewsbury Hall as well. They're a decent little side, Everton. They actually have a good amount of quality, and David Moyes is a good manager, so Everton are going to be fine this season. They're going to be absolutely fine. So yeah, there was a lot to like about the first half, but I think like the words you guys have used, I saw like someone describe Foden's performance as frustrating, and I totally agree. And I would extend that to basically every single player. It was a very frustrating first half because the chances were being created, it just wasn't quite there. The final defensive action wasn't quite there. The final conversion wasn't quite there. And Everton, in fairness, were defending very well. Like Tarkowski was fantastic defensively in that first half, especially. He was so great. Like there was a moment where like Foden tried to get onto the ball and Tarkowski just ran onto him and was like, nah, mate, you're not getting any of this ball here today, sunshine. So Everton were really good defensively as well. And it was a very, very frustrating first half from basically everyone. I'm only talking about the first half, Nintendo. Don't worry. I'm specifically talking about the first half. I wasn't happy with anyone Haaland, I guess I could say I was happy with, but he very rarely got the ball, so it's not really much to go off on. Wingers, again, I felt Savio and Doku actually had a good first half, but they were too frustrating in those final actions, so I can't say that they had a great first half or anything. Reinders, and I'm going to extend this to the second half. Maybe I'll change my mind on a rewatch, but let me know what were your thoughts on Reinders. I felt that Reinders struggled in both halves. I couldn't really see what it was that he was necessarily offering City overall. I felt that he did struggle in and out of possession. Maybe Nunes. Okay, APM, maybe. And to be fair, no, I'll change my mind. The Donnarumma I was happy with. Nunes I was happy with, and I'll extend that to Nico O'Reilly as well. I think, I'll extend it to Nico O'Reilly as well, but I wasn't particularly happy with the centre-backs. Not in the first half anyway. Second half, I thought Diaz got a lot better second half. First half, less so. By the way, that's not me saying they're bad or shit, by the way. I just wasn't particularly impressed with them, that's all. I was just frustrated with lots of them. Too often that did happen. I thought lots of these players did good individual moments, but overall, I was a bit nonplussed for a lot of that first half. Maybe that's just because it was 0-0 and I was frustrated because I felt that we should have scored a goal, so maybe I'm being a bit too harsh. In fairness, maybe I'm being a bit too harsh, I'm not sure, but that was my initial take. Maybe I would change my verdict on a rewatch. Second half, though, oh yes. Second half, we were so much better. I thought we were so much better. I've got a gender on Diaz, oh no. I thought it was so much better in that second half. I don't know what the exact numbers were, dual winning-wise from our defence, but I feel like our defenders were just winning their battles a lot more in that second half. That I've no idea if the data would back that up. That's just what my eyes were telling me. It just seemed that we were just doing more of the basics right defensively, winning second balls more frequently, winning duels more frequently, and not allowing Everton to have as much of the ball in as many dangerous areas. That's what I felt. That was my instinct anyway. So I was happy with that. Midfield, a touchdown Reinders. He did struggle a little bit, but Nico, I thought, played well in that second half. And of course, my man of the match, Foden, was also the main impetus for the change in City's fortunes. Wasn't particularly good first half. Still forced what could have been a goal from the crossbar, but still wasn't really good enough that wasn't as good as we know he can be. I've rewatched the goal, that first one, and of course, in the first instance, the through ball is fantastic from Foden. Mr. Can't pass forward, Mr. Can't create for others, did a damn good amount of creating for others today. Crazy. It's a lovely ball. What impressed me most about the move, however, wasn't even the ball. It was actually Doku's positioning. So if you go back and watch what Doku does, he drifts inside, and O'Brien is very concerned with Doku, but Njai is also very concerned with Doku, and he's in this 50-50 no man's land because for the whole game, he's been picking up Doku. So he is naturally, absolutely AP, he's naturally wanting to follow Doku because he knows that he's the key threat. That was clearly an instruction by Moyes. Doku's going to be your guy. I'm going to need you to basically play as a right wing back. So I think Njai's instincts took over there, and he wanted to also go to Doku. This is the gravity that we talk about with a player like Doku. And what does that create? It creates an opportunity for Nico O'Reilly. And there's a moment of realization from Njai that you can see. He realizes that, oh my God, Nico O'Reilly's actually got loads of space here. And by the time that he's trying to sort out his body positioning is really flat. So it means that he can't actually do anything. So he's neither picking up Doku, nor is he about to prevent O'Reilly running in behind him, and then the cross is fantastic from O'Reilly, and the header from Haaland is also great. So lots of lovely things happen in that one move. And I just wanted to bring attention to Doku's fantastic position, because I thought that was really clever to drag the right back and the right winger over to him to give Foden and O'Reilly that connectivity down that left side. And we know that O'Reilly's capable of those lovely crosses as well. So the first goal was really well worked from City. Vital goal to score. Of course, the first one is really important. And Foden was also heavily involved in the second goal as well. This is what we call the official term for this, is like the second assist. This is where you play the pass before the assist. Like, this was David Silva's bread and butter. Foden receives it off the right. He dribbles his way through danger. It hits the switch to Savio. Savio delays, plays it to Haaland. And I think it takes a slight deflection, because Pickford should be saving that, let's be honest. I think it takes a slight deflection off Tarkowski, and then Pickford is a little bit... He's sort of shafted, to be honest with you, from there. But once again, that was Foden hitting the switch. Mr. can't create or do anything there. We'll love to see that. How many pre-assists has Phil got this season? I don't know, Lee. I do know. I can give you a fun fact, though. I can give you a fun fact about his Player of the Year season, because I believe that in his Player of the Year season, he got the most second assists and third assists collectively of any player in the Premier League. I need to find this now, don't I? Reports. Player reports for... Oh, player reports, yes. So this is Foden in his Player of the Year season. I think Morgan Gibbs-White got about 6 or something insane. Let me double check. Yes. So Foden got 5 second assists and 5 third assists in his Player of the Year season. 10, which is more than anyone else in the league. The next closest was Gibbs-White, who got 7 second assists and 2 third assists. That's even more than Bruno Fernandes, who got 5 and 4. So that's just something interesting. So I do wish that second assist data was more widespread. The only place I've ever seen it properly referenced is Wyscout. I don't think I've ever seen places like FootMob or SofaScore even reference things like that. But they do matter. They do matter a lot. Definitely. That sometimes that pass before the assist is far more important than the assist itself. I'm not saying that's necessarily what happened today, but generally speaking, that can absolutely be a thing. And it doesn't even stop there. So Mary's just said there, Haaland should have got a hat-trick. Yeah, definitely. If you were... Haaland could have got another 2 or 3 right at the end. He could have got another 2 or 3. There was a fantastic ball by Shirky, who we'll get into. And once again, Mr. can't create, but Foden, a fantastic through ball, which just bypasses the entire defensive unit and midfield line from Everton. Haaland should do a lot better with it. Yeah, exactly, AP. So it's Foden was the difference maker, I think. Of course, Haaland got the goals and he'll get the headlines, rightly so. But and I know True Citizens joking here, because lots of people do say, if only Foden to take the game by the scruff of the neck, blah, blah, blah. We know that that's a meaningless thing to say, but and hopefully this once again puts to bed, because we have seen it before where City aren't playing particularly well, but Foden will change the game with whatever he does, and this was another example of that. If you give him the ball a lot more, he's going to have a good time, and I'm really enjoying this season that he is becoming far more of a complete option in that midfield, and those have always been my favourite profiles of midfield. Like David Silva, even though I do believe Kevin De Bruyne is the better player, David Silva is my... I prefer David Silva as a player based on his skill set. This more balanced vibe of midfielder who can still do everything offensively as well, but is being involved in all phases of the play and defensively as well, whether it's counter pressing or whether it's recoveries or whether it's interceptions. I think I'm with you. I know that it's not as flashy, but this more Spartacus, this more Pedri, David Silva vibe, I personally prefer that. I think that there is far more to, and it's one of the reasons why I've kept saying for however many months that I really, well, even over a year actually, you get that more frequently if you play Foden left of centre. If you're playing right of centre, you get a very different form of Foden. It's still a very good Foden, of course, and it's a Foden that's more of a goal threat, which is lovely, but you do take away a lot of the overallness of his game. So Foden was my man of the match. Let me know who was your man of the match, though. Was it Foden? Was it Haaland? Was it Njai? Let me know what your who your man of the match was. Sorry. And then we'll get into more players. Absolutely. It was definitely smart, wasn't it? AP definitely. O'Reilly's so good. Yeah, he's lovely. He saved us a lot of money there. Yeah, so I don't know this season, but he certainly got 2. He literally just got 2 today. If you can, the stuff, Patreon is the best way to support me. That is the best way to support me. If you are able to, of course. Either are lovely, of course they are, and you still get like the exclusive content on Patreon. Also, you also get access to the phone-ins if you so desire. You can get that access as well over on the Patreon. But both are lovely. Thank you so much for thinking about supporting me. If you do join the Patreon, it should hopefully pop up in the chat, because I do believe I've been able to link it. For both of Haaland's goals, the XG on target were pretty low. Doesn't surprise me about the second one, because that did take a cheeky deflection, didn't it? It did take a cheeky deflection. I think he could have got 4. Could have got 4. It's one of the most important stats, says Spartacus. The finishing has dropped, says Marie, but as we've just outlined, hopefully I've explored it there. It's going to drop by definition if you're not playing him at right of centre versus left of centre. But everything else gets elevated. This is a trade-off, and I believe the trade-off is worth it. And he can still be a goal threat, like we saw it against Huddersfield. He's still able to take shots from that left side. It's not a problem. But yeah, he's going to be less of a goal scorer. He's not going to be getting high teens goals in the league, I would say. I still expect double digits, but overall, if it's a better City, doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter. Yeah, there was a moment where Foden, he sprinted back absolutely to try to assist and build up. Definitely. You get me. I'm apparently very sensitive. I just don't like idiots, Ian. That's all it is, matey. That's all it is. Don't like people lying on his name, that's all. No one was saying that he was good last year. No one was saying he was great last year. Very odd comment. Our centre-back can't play the long ball. That's the issue of not having Yoshko in there. Should have gotten 5, yes. Jai was mint, yeah. He was lovely. Very good defensively as well. Yeah, I know what you meant, Spartacus. I know what you meant, yeah. That's because people are idiots, AP. That's what people are idiots. But apparently if I challenge that, I'm apparently too protective and sensitive. Weird. I think that is what we'll see. Now let's get into Shirky, shall we? Because there is no doubt, we keep saying it, don't we? We keep saying it. It's so evident and it's so obvious that the ceiling of this team is one that involves both Foden and Shirky in it. Clearly. That has to be the case. They have to both be starting. Foden's one of our best players. I think Shirky can become one of our best players also. Definitely. I don't see why we can't do that. Definitely, Dom. When Shirky came on and you had Foden and Shirky both able to supply Haaland with chances. Look at that. Beautiful. It's a great time had by all. How many seasons have we seen 2 people supplying a striker from those central areas? We can even go back as far as like Mancini's era, you know, when it was technically like a Nasri and David Silva. But let's just focus on the Guardiola era for a moment. If it's not Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva, then it's David Silva and Gundogan. If it's not David Silva and Gundogan, then it is who was that after that? Then it is De Bruyne and Gundogan. If it's not De Bruyne and Gundogan, then it's De Bruyne and Foden. If it's not De Bruyne and Foden, it needs to become Foden and Cherki. Look back to all of those seasons. There are always two of these central players able to provide service to our forward line. I don't ever want to be in a situation where there's only one central player doing that, because history tells us that City don't play particularly well if there's only one of them. Like, we need both on the pitch at the same time. And again, it's never been a trade-off, and it was so funny when people were trying to suggest in the summer that it's one or the other. Why does it have to be one or the other? It's never been one or the other. That's never been the choice or the decision. What's happened to my beautiful club, where all of a sudden we apparently have to sacrifice offensive intent? What on earth is occurring here? It can be both, and it absolutely must be both, and it absolutely will be both. Definitely. Because now all of a sudden there's two players for the opponent to pick up. Now all of a sudden, so that therefore means that they are getting more time on the ball, more space as well. And that means that by definition they'll be able to generate more opportunities and chances also. That has to happen. It simply does. It simply does. It's up to Pep to figure out the best way to do that. You all know my thoughts on how best to do that. But it's not, I don't think it's as hard as people are trying to suggest or make out. I've seen Pep do far trickier integrations of players. He can definitely do this as well. And there is no world where he looks at Foden and he looks at Cherki and he says, oh, I have to pick between one of you. There is no world in which that's his first thought. I refuse to believe it. I would need him to come out and say that, make a public statement for me to believe that is something that Guardiola would say. That's the only way I could be convinced that would be his mind process, his thought process. There ain't no way that is the case, because every single example, whether it's De Bruyne and David Silva, or whether it's David Silva and Gundogan, or whether it's De Bruyne and Gundogan, or whether it's De Bruyne and Foden, he always plays them both. He wants to play them both. And someone asked me, why am I talking about this? Because someone asked me, does that mean Foden's going to play a little bit deeper? Yes, definitely. That's definitely what it can mean. Absolutely. There's not a problem there at all. There's no problem there at all. Foden has illustrated time and time again that he can do that. There is no reason why Foden can't just keep doing what he has been doing, and then Cherki simply slips into that more offensive role. There is no reason why that can't happen. Now, there's no reason why he can't have rotations either, because we know that Cherki does like to sometimes drop deep, and then maybe Foden can advance therein. It doesn't have to be a rigid, you are definitely always there, and you're definitely always there. Like, that's clearly not the case. But yeah, generally speaking, there's no reason why Cherki can't be the more advanced player, the Foden, the slightly deeper player. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. Very exciting times are ahead for City, I think. And when that happens, we will see the true potential of this City side. We've seen it very briefly. It's such a shame. They've been like crossing paths in a really frustrating way. We saw it very briefly in the Club World Cup when they linked up wonderfully against Al Hilal, was it? They were fantastic together then. We haven't yet seen it in the Premier League outside of like 5 minutes today, because Foden started the season injured. And then as soon as like Foden came back into the side properly, Cherki got injured. So it's so frustrating. We haven't yet seen it, but we surely will. Yes. Definitely. Halves was decent. Oh, did he play someone today? Oh, they played Barcelona, didn't they? Didn't they play Barcelona? Oh my goodness. The board filter broke the stream. Thank you so much, JS. Nobbins, please help. I can't find the Foden is just a cut inside and shoot player people. Where are they? I don't know. I know, JS. I don't really understand these people. They are hiding, absolutely. Thank you so much for your very generous super chat. Something, I don't know why like my printer didn't activate there. My printer should have activated for you. That's very, oh, there it is. Just a bit of a delayed reaction. I was getting a bit concerned then. There we go. Here's a fortune for you, JS. Keep true to the dreams of your youth. I mean, sometimes, but at the end of the day, if it's like your dream to, I don't know, be a singer and you're shit at singing, sometimes that ain't it. You know what I mean? Sometimes that ain't it. But yeah, generally speaking, yeah, follow your dreams, but only up to a certain extent. Sorry to put a limit on it, but yeah, in general, absolutely. There's a fortune for you, JS. Hope you enjoyed that, mate. Hope you enjoyed that. Well, it's not cooperating at all. I'm here, says KG. We love to see that. We really do. The tempo was too slow. Definitely in that first half, Dive, 100%. Second half, it did improve. Second half, it did. And there was still a lot of decent... There was still some decent moments in that first half. The execution just wasn't quite there. I liked a lot of the runs that Savio was doing, but the final action wasn't there. Why am I being shown Bayern versus Dortmund? Oh, Harry Kane scored a goal. It's 1-0. Unbeaten Dortmund. Not for long. Yeah, not for long. And then they'll crumble when they play us. That's what's going to happen. That is what is going to happen. For real, for real. I mean, that's Foden's done that this season. That's the beauty of it. Foden has been better. I didn't think I'd ever say this. Foden's been better than Reinders this season off ball. That was from a corner. It was a header from a corner. Foden's been better than Reinders this season off ball, and Foden's been involved in all phases of play as well. So I would argue that Foden's already done that. He's already illustrated he can do that. That's not a problem for me. It's not a problem at all. Did he? If he said that, I'll take your word for it. If he said that, he's a fraud. He's objectively incorrect, and he's a fraud. Of course I did. I'm here talking to you guys. Of course I did. Yeah, within reason. Yeah, if it's your dream to, you know, walk on Venus, then yeah. Unless you meet someone called Venus, I think you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna have a bad time. Def taxes Harry Kane scoring in the Bundesliga. Yeah, literally. Definitely. Yeah, and Shirky's this whole thing about I've also seen it. Was it on Twitter today or yesterday? People like saying, "Oh wow, Shirky was fat and now he's lean." Where's it come from that Shirky was ever like overweight? It's like the same vibe of, oh, he's a lazy player and he doesn't offer anything off ball. This is just like people just say things and hope it sticks to the wall. Like there was never a world where Shirky was overweight. There was never a world where Shirky was lazy off ball either. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, but Haaland said it as a jest, Dom. This person like literally went, oh, look at Shirky, he's so lean right now. He was fat when he joined, but Pep doesn't like fat players. He was never fat when he joined. He was never fat at Lyon or overweight or anything like that. It's very weird. Yeah, low key, I mean, it might just be racism. Like low key. I don't know. No, you see, I'm not talking about that joke thing. I'm talking about like people on Twitter now saying that he was fat and now he's not. Like, no, no, again, it must be the same. He's got an attitude problem. He's a menace in the dressing room. No, he's bloody not. No, he's bloody not. What's going on? So weird. It's so weird. Maybe there's just haters. Maybe there's. Yeah, stocky. That's the term. He's a stocky guy. But like, so is like Doku's also a stocky lad. Like, he's got a great frame. Very odd. Very odd. Some people do. So some people do. It's very odd. It's very odd indeed. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. Oh, they clearly hate each other. So odd. It's so odd. Right. So that we've hopefully all established. I hope we can all agree that Foden's best position is in the midfield. We already all knew that. And we already all knew that it's going to be optimized when Foden and Shirky are both on the pitch. That's a lovely time had by all. We've touched on like the wingers do need to be doing better offensively. I didn't really go into that much detail about Nico or Reinders. Maybe we could have a chat about that. Before we do, let's touch on Haaland. A bit more positivity before I touch on more so like maybe like a more of a negative vibe when it comes to Reinders. From today's game anyway, you guys know I'm a massive fan of Reinders. I still think he's one of the best midfielders in the world, but I did feel like he struggled today overall. Yeah, Haaland, it's another... How many goals is that in the Premier League now? Is it 11? Oh, Arsenal might score here. Oh, just wide. Erling Haaland had the least touches of any outfield player to play 90 minutes. Oh, boo-hoo. I was on Sky the other day, and like the debate was, you know, who do you have, Haaland, Mbappe, Kane, and the I can't remember if it was the presenter who said this or like the other fan. So he said something like, so just on Mbappe, he's got like, I don't know, he's averaging like 80 touches across the pitch, something like that. I don't know. So, it was something like that. I just said, that's nice. I don't care. I don't care about how many touches my striker gets. I care about like, is he putting the ball in the back of net? If his primary job and responsibility is to put the ball in the back of the net, I don't care if Haaland has 2 touches. If 2 of them go in, why do I care? Oh my god! Fulham nearly scored an own goal. Oh my words, dearie me. Yeah, sorry, I keep getting distracted by that game. I don't care how many touches Haaland gets. I sincerely do not care. Another 2 for him. We can argue that did we get fortunate for the second goal and he could have done better late game, but it's fine to fluff chances if you're already 2-0 up. That's not a problem. So he's got 11 goals in the league in 8 games. Now, he's not going to be able to continue that rate because that would be mental. So what is that? 8, 16, 24, 32. I mean, even if we just said, I mean, I know we haven't even played a quarter of the matches, but for argument's sake, let's say we have played a quarter. I'd be very surprised if he got 44 in the league. Like, that would be mental. That would be a madness. So it's not going to keep up like that, of course. And we know that other players are going to have to score goals, and that will happen. That isn't a concern. But right now, he's absolutely insane. He's absolutely insane in respect of his finishing. Dropping deep a number of times today as well, and he did it well, and he did it effectively also. He was bullying Tarkowski. I think there was a bit of a handbags at one point between him and Tarkowski also. He is the best number 9 in the world. He is the best goal scorer in the world. And we haven't even been giving him the best environment. That's an interesting point to note, which I haven't even necessarily realised. I guess we have touched on it with the whole Foden Shirky needs to play. We know that... Okay, here's the thing, guys. Just to go back to Shirky for a second, because this does become relevant. This based on last season, or last few seasons, I believe. Statistically, objectively, unless your name is Kevin De Bruyne, there is no other player in Europe who is able to match Shirky in respect of chance creation via passing. There is no other player who can do that outside of Kevin De Bruyne. Shirky is number 2, second only to the best to have ever done it. And he's hardly played with Haaland. And still, Edison. Yeah, fair enough. And he's still the top goal scorer in the league, and he's still scoring an outrageous amount of goals. More chances are going to be created for him. Now, whether Haaland continues that level of consistency of finishing is another question and is almost definitely not going to happen because that's ridiculous. But that, I believe, is a very scary thought. That's a very scary thought. That we've been doing a very good job already. We've been doing a very good job because we've been getting hit. We've made him... we've been presenting him with situations where he's able to have scored the most goals in the Premier League. So we are still doing a good job right now. But it's going to get even better. There's no doubt in my mind about that. By having both Foden and Shirky on the pitch at the same time just offers a KDB level of creation via the pass. Not level. A KDB light level of creation. It would be blasphemy to suggest it could ever be the exact same. That's a very scary thought. That's a very scary thought. If I were an opposition team, I'd be very concerned about seeing an offensive unit which is comprised of Foden and Shirky and Haaland and Doku on form. Absolutely insane. How is that 93 average goals to win the league going right now? It's tricky because we can't divide it perfectly. But what is this is going to be a decimal. So what is, how many games do you play in the league? It's 38, isn't it? So 38 games. So what am I doing here? Wait, no, I need to do a... I can do maths. I need to do 8 divided by 38, right? 8 divided by 38. So we've played 0.210526361 of the games. Wait, how does that work as a multiplier? I can't do maths, guys. Someone do the maths for me. If 8 games is 11 goals, what's 38 games? This is a ratio question. I'm not very good at ratios. If 8 games is... How many goals? Sorry. No, sorry. If 8 games... If 8 games is 17 goals, then what is 38 games? That is the question, isn't it? And that will answer the question of how... That will predict how many goals we'll score. So there is the maths for you guys. If 8 games is 17 goals, what is 38 games? Only 82. 81. Okay, we're not scoring enough goals then. If we want to win the league on average, anyway. Now, small sample size. Of course, small sample size. But replicated out, that would suggest around 81 goals. Yeah, we'll round it up for that for the sake of argument. So we do need to score more then. So we do need to be scoring more, of course. And that will happen, I believe. I truly believe that will happen. But that's worse than I thought it was. That's worse than I thought it was going to be. I think that's about right. I mean, yeah. These are just averages, and this is including, like...
Shit. Well done for being shit, and well done for being shit. What was going on there?
Yeah, but Yash, that applies every single season, so that's not a problem. You're always going to have batterings. Yeah, mind, I've got the game on right now. Don't you worry about it. That will come. That's not a problem for me. Marmouche has been out. Shirky's been out. It'll come. It's not a problem for me. Sorry, I've got all my cables tangled up here. Goodness gracious me. So yeah, 0 penalties. Good point, yeah. We've not scored from a penalty, nor have we scored from a corner this season. What is going on? Exactly, Omar. It's a good point. It's a good point. And that is the thing. In general, you just need to score more goals than your opponents. Generally speaking, you win the Premier League if you score the most goals in the Premier League. So as long as we're near the top, then it's a pretty good time. But I would like us to obviously be trying to hit that. But that goes hand in hand with what we were saying. We know. And by the way, how lovely was it today? How lovely was it today that... Oh, fuck, what was my point there? That was my point. How lovely was it today that we looked to the bench and there's options. It's not like the Arsenal game where, no disrespect to Savio, but it's basically just taking off one winger and bringing on another winger. like taking off Doku, bringing on Savio. There's not too much going on there. Whereas you take off Doku, you bring on Marmoush. You take off whoever and you bring on Shirky. This is a very big, massive change in profile. And it's just nice to know that those options are now returning. And I think we've done quite well, to be honest. I think we've done quite well without all of these players. We haven't had like I know that it's hard to have like a fully fit squad all season, but generally speaking, you like to have all of your best players available at once at some point. But we haven't yet had a situation. We've had all of Marmoush, Aitnori, Foden, Shirky, Haaland all available all at the same time. We're hopefully going to be seeing that now. Yeah, who said this? Yeah, who said this? Because I've seen someone else say that, oh, fuck's sake, Arsenal have scored. Well, TV's going off. Oh, dear. Yeah, I saw someone else say that someone said that Foden should come off corners. What have they been watching? Because literally, he could have had 4 or 5 assists from corners this season. Like, absolutely mad. Absolute madness, that is. What? Is this a joke, Dom? He could have had 4 or 5 goals. I'm assuming that's a joke. I'm assuming that's a joke. Because he's an absolutely fantastic corner taker. He's certainly our best on that side. I mean, Dom, he could have got 5 assists this season, man. I don't know how you can not like them. I think Shirky for creativity and Foden for playmaking unlocks our potential. Let's also not forget Savio is creative as well. Yeah, absolutely. People might attack him now, but that's his best trait. Totally agree with that, AEP, 100%. Yeah, so we had a look at that. Absolute stinker and hooked from me. Yeah, definitely. We still watch this, Jack. Not anymore. They scored a goal and I'm bored. They scored a goal. Was it actually from a corner as well? I didn't even see. I just saw Trossard celebrating. And I was just like, oh, I'm bored now. Bored. Your boy's bored. Was it actually a corner? No, I don't think it was. I think it was something else. Gabriel got... Oh, was it or did Gabriel win the first corner? Okay, never mind. I think it actually was a corner. Christ, man, it's so frustrating. Yeah, big up to Mancini. We love to see that. We love to see that. We really do. Because Foden's a lot better at them. There's no need to. There's no need to. The in-swinger from the left is sorted. That's sorted. That's not a problem. We should probably get Marmoush on the other side for the right side to have double in-swingers. I don't know what the maths says. I would suspect that an in-swinging corner generally is a lot more dangerous than an out-swinger. But yeah, there's no doubt that on the left that Foden should be the option there. Based on what we have seen so far anyway. Yeah, let's have a chat about Reinders because he has... Yeah. I guess maybe in my head, maybe I overstated or rather understated how difficult the adaptation would be for Reinders. Because he looked so comfortable in the Club World Cup and he looked amazing against Wolves. And I thought, and there have been some games where I think he has been fantastic, but he did struggle, I feel like, today. I don't really know what he offered either offensively or defensively, really. I'm still not concerned. Because I think I still believe he's one of the best midfielders in the world, and it won't be a problem. It will be fine. But there is no doubt that he's not got up to speed as quickly as I thought he would have done. Let's just say that. I'm still big on Reinders, absolutely. I've not like lost any faith in him or hope at all. I still believe he will get there. It's just taking a bit longer than I thought. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought. And perhaps that's just because there are lots of changes happening at City right now, with like bringing in a new goalkeeper and a new left back, and the right back situation's all up in the air, and our midfield is entirely different. Maybe all of that happening all at once is why it's been a little bit It's been a little bit of a thing. Who was around him at Milan? Well, he had more of his name escapes me, but he had more, basically a number 6 next to him. But the dynamic at Milan was very different because they played a midfield 2. And they played like a back 3 / a back 5, and it was like him, and I can't remember who his partner was, but he was basically the more defensive option. Reinders was given more of a free role, and it's Fofana. Thank you, Naveen. And at City, it's a 3, so it's a different landscape, it's a different responsibility. So maybe I was wrong to suggest it would be like as plug and play as I first thought. Perhaps, I'm not sure. I still believe it'll get better, but it is surprising that, because I knew Foden was going to be good off ball in midfield. That wasn't a problem for me, but it is a little bit confusing. I don't think concerning is the right word. Confusing more so. Surprising, maybe even a better word. That Foden has been the better off-ball midfielder so far this season. I don't know if that's going to continue. I would expect, and I would hope, and I would desire Reinders to eclipse, of course, and maybe that will happen. But right now, time is a thing. Now, maybe time's not something we necessarily have, but it's something that we are going to have to do in any event. So those are my thoughts on Reinders. Still, massive fan. Love him. Love the player. Love the signing. But he does need to. He does need to improve. Definitely, there's no doubt about that. He does definitely need to improve and get more up to speed. And I do wonder, like, does that? I guess it's good news for Nico because it means that when Rodri comes back and gets that starting position, there will be a proper conversation of who should start, Nico or Reinders, in that more advanced position. Because if Reinders is still having, like, you know, hot and cold games, it's more stop-starts, maybe there will be a world where like Nico and Reinders are more so competing for that position together. So we shall see. We shall see. I'll repeat, I'm not overly concerned about Reinders. He's a fantastic, wonderful, elite midfielder. He will absolutely thrive at City. It's just taken a little bit longer than I would have liked, but there's no doubt about it. He will get there, definitely. I do believe there's a lot of context at stake here, so I'm not overly concerned. For me, in-swing or out-swing depends on the height of the keeper. I hate our in-swingers against Madrid, says AP. Yeah, in fairness, if you know the goalkeeper's just going to come and scoop it up, then yeah, you're not wrong at all. I don't think we lack creativity, though. That's the thing. We've scored the most goals. We've had plenty of chances. I don't think that creativity's ever been a problem. Conversion sometimes has been a problem for City. Like today, we created a hell of a lot, didn't convert a lot, but I don't think the creativity's ever really been a problem at all this season. No, it's definitely that. And Fulham just gave up a penalty. Well, that's game, innit? Silly Fulham. Silly. Funny guy runs from doors and holds on for the ball for too long. Yeah, it'll come. He does have less time on the ball compared to Italy also. I hope so, Mind Blitz. Hopefully Company can prove himself. Yeah, Nunes I thought looked good. I thought he looked fine. I still don't really like the dynamic of having him and Savio on that right side, but I thought Nunes was fine today. I thought he was defensively solid overall. Definitely. Ange is the first Forest manager to not win a game in the first 8 games. Mad. Hayes developing very fast. Love that. I've not watched enough Girona Strawberry Cheesecake. Need to hope for United. Yeah. We touched on it in a stream a few weeks ago. The more I think about it, the more matches I watch, the more concerned I am about Arsenal rather than Liverpool, TBH, to be honest with you. Flick is having a typical second season, barely beat terrible Girona. Kova look good. It's good to have the options. Oi, that's not what I said, Thunder Road, for God's sake. How are you, though, mate? Do you think Aitnori can play as a right back? I don't. I wouldn't want to see it, really. We need more players to score goals. They will, don't you worry, don't you worry. It'll come, it's not a problem. No idea, mate, no idea. Yeah, I saw that 3-3. We love that. Dropping points. It meant that for a brief moment, City were top of the table. He has, but wasn't he stinky? I'm sure he played right back against us. And we're stinky. Why when PSG don't hear the Enrique shouts to replace Pep anymore, says AP. They went downhill when they sold Donnarumma. Yeah? That's what happened. That's what happened. He was the glue, clearly, and now he's our glue. That's how it works. That's how it works, yeah? One thing I have to note is that Reinders and Foden can be more clinical in case Holland has an off day. Yeah, definitely. And that will come. That's not a problem at all. It's not a problem at all. Jack says Arsenal will win something this season. Yeah, surely they will. Surely they will. Don's Revenge, yeah. I saw, I don't know if this is a new flag, but I don't know if you saw my comment the stuff earlier, but I did answer it to your question earlier. But I feel like on this channel we were the first to give him that nickname, you know. So I'm claiming that. Big up to us. There's a flag of like it's like Donnarumma in the Godfather outfit, and it's the Don. It's great. It's a great flag. Oh, penalty got cancelled. Yo, game on, Fulham. Come on now, away the lads. Roger better get fit soon. We need to humble this PSG team, definitely. For sure. Yeah, it's a great flag, isn't it, Dom? It's a great flag. How long do I normally do these post-mortems? Is it an hour or is it 90 minutes? What do I normally do? 90 minutes against Brentford. God, 2 hours against Burnley. What is wrong with me? Hello? 1 hour 20 against the Arse. 1 hour 20 against United. Yeah, we'll do 9 minutes. We'll do 9 minutes. That's chill. Unless I do that. Patreon, the stuff is the best one. Both are lovely, but Patreon, I get more of the money. Patreon take less money than YouTube do. Haaland wasn't happy with himself, says Amin. He's not happy unless he scores all the time, every time, which is great. At least City would be class. It's not going to happen, I don't think so. Only 3 hours. Shut up. Hello, Jings. How are you today? So yeah, there we go. That was the game. I haven't really touched on like how did City set up on ball. It's because it was how we've been playing for like the past however many games. It was the exact same vibe. You had the back three of Ake, Diaz, Nunes. Nico was like holding the midfield for the most part. It was like this diamond situation where you had Nico at the base. Sometimes Aurelio would be alongside him. More often than not, he'd be like this technically, I guess, left central midfield or whatever you want to say. With Foden basically at the tip, but we know that these players move around a lot. Doku left, Savio right. So what is a 3-4-3? Is what it was. Nothing too dissimilar to how we have been playing so far this season. So not particularly interesting. Is there anything else to talk about? Let me know, guys. Do you have any questions on the game? Let me know. I haven't even asked for likes yet. We better have 1 million likes. If we don't, then I'm going to ban everyone here. Starting with Amin. Yeah? Because I'm going to be mean. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm saying or talking about, to be honest, for real. How many likes do we have? Do we have 1 million? You know, to be fair, we're actually nearly at 100 without me even asking. So I'm gonna let you off. I'm gonna let you off because that's actually more than I thought. Oh, never mind. We have actually got over 100. Okay. Fine. I was being hyperbolic with 1 million. I'll actually take that. I want 115 though. 115. Come on. You know the drill. You know the drill, guys. Come on. Oh dear. Things at the ready. Mine are always at the ready. Hello. How is Twitch? Not as good as YouTube. Worse than YouTube, I think. YouTube is a 70-30 split. I think Twitch is 60-40. Patreon is very good. Patreon's like 90-10, I think. Or is it 80? I don't know. It's very good, basically. It's very good. City fans need to accept the day Pep leaves, we won't even know it. He'll catch us off guard, but for now, he'll still be here for years. I just do hope that... I just hope the day never comes. Oh, I love Pep so much. Here's one thing. So I know this is about Nico, but let me say one thing. I'm going to give a big critique about Savio, and it's actually been pissing me off this season. This is one of my pet peeves in football. And you guys know I love Savio, so for me to say this, to call him out on this is very profound. It's very important. This is one of my biggest pet peeves in football. Before I say this, what are your biggest pet peeves in football? Some of mine, diving, are hate that. The corner or free kick not beating the first man, hate that. And this is another one. Not playing to the whistle. Oh my God. I love Savio, but the amount of times that he will feel he's been fouled and he will just stop moving. Let the referee make the decision. Stop moving when the whistle is blown. It's just a minor thing, but it's really frustrating me. It's, this is another one, Jack. Definitely. Yeah, feigning a head injury. Mate. I hate that. That is abusing a protocol to protect player welfare. That's exploiting it. I hate that. That's another massive pet peeve, definitely. Yeah, the giving up does annoy me. And this also applies to when defenders like put their hand up. It's like, oh, sir, can I have an offside? Well, why don't you just keep playing and act like it's not offside, yeah? If there has never been an instance where a linesman has ever changed their decision on an offside based on a defender putting their hand up. It has never happened before. It has literally never happened before. Get your hand down and use it to run. Because if you're running like this, like that, funnily enough, that's worse than running like that. Very frustrating and very annoying. Doing the hard thing instead of the simple one, holding on to the ball. Oh yeah, that's so annoying, man. That is so annoying. Foul on Nico, falls down, ball goes to our half, stupid handball pen, equaliser. Repeats as a mean. Keeper's diving on a dead ball and wasting time. I tell you what, though. If your goalkeeper does that in the 88th minute, that gets a round of applause from me. So that is one of those. You're absolutely right. But because I love it when my goalkeeper does that, that's dark arts, isn't it? I wouldn't put that as a pet peeve for me. Yeah, Joey Barton. That's for just Joey Barton as a person. That makes sense. He stops moving anyways past the opponents of Stephen. It is very annoying. It's just like one little thing that annoyed me. One little thing that annoyed me about Savio's performance today, even though I thought he actually played well overall. I haven't spoken really about Savio. He got his assist, technically, which is lovely. Of course it is. Exactly, Spartacus. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He got the assist, which is very nice. Is it weird to say I actually felt he had a better game in the first half? Is that weird? 2-0 Bayern. Pick up to Vincent Kompany. Is it at Bayern as well? Is it at the Allianz Arena? Let me know. What a mess we take those, absolutely. Here's one for me, which is kind of why I don't like Pickford. Punch. That's such a good answer as well. Such a good answer. God, I hate that. If there's such... Now, sometimes you have to punch. And Donnarumma this season has been very good at punching, for example. And in nearly every single instance, he's got it right. There are a couple instances where he hasn't. But nearly every single instance, the decision to punch has been the correct one rather than claiming. But yeah, the amount of times where a goalkeeper will punch it, where they're just like, just catch it. It's fine. Hold it. Hold it. It's fine. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. You are allowed to hold on to the ball. It's not a problem. It's fine. It's fine. It's chill. It's chill. Yeah, maybe not every time. I mean, I don't think he's ever made too many errors, though. He made a couple errors against Arsenal, I think it was. But overall, I've actually been enjoying it. How good's Nico O'Reilly? James, he's been lovely. Lovely. Fantastic assist again. Solid defensively again. I love Ait Nori, and I do still think that he is the better player. But I don't think it's as simple as just Nori comes back and O'Reilly immediately gets dropped, because I don't think that would be fair to the performances O'Reilly's been putting in. Now, certainly against better sides who are going to press us more, and we need a better on-ball player, then that's a situation for Nori to rear his head. But yeah, O'Reilly's been impressing me so much. So much. He's been great. He's been great. He's been absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely. Don't really have any concerns or flaws outside of the first touch situation, which I've talked about non-stop. He's been lovely, hasn't he? Really happy. AFTV can't believe they were celebrating a 0-0 draw at the Etihad in 23-24. Yeah, that was a madness, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, Louise diving. Horrible. I think you should get a red card. If there's clearly no contact and it's an objective dive, not when I say dive, I don't mean going down easily. Because sometimes you have to go down easily to help the referee realise that a foul has been made, because a foul doesn't always mean the player has to go to the floor, but referees very rarely give those. So sometimes you have to just encourage the referee. That's not a problem if there is a foul and you go down. That's the thing. But it's when there's no contact at all and it's the definition of a dive. That's a red card. That should be a red card. In my world, that's a red card. Definitely. Big up to you, Herbal, my beautiful members. As fair as I mean. First touch from Savio after that pass from Ryan in the first half. Yeah, again, there were some really good moments from Savio in that first half. As we've discussed at length, the final bits just wasn't quite there. But I thought he and Doku played well that first half, outside of the lackluster final action. Like Walker and Doku should have been a pen, but Doku didn't fall, perhaps. I mean, yeah, don't spam, guys. Don't spam. There's no spam here. Only, I've never eaten spam, but it's never appealed to me. I felt like it's always looked quite horrible. Same, mate. Same. We're Shirky FC over here. We're Shirky FC. We're the biggest proponents. We are Shirky defenders on this channel. We do not forget when it was Shirky's debut and there were people rinsing him, saying he was playing like dog shit. Those people don't get to be happy about Shirky, by the way. You don't get to be happy about Shirky when he inevitably kicks off and pops off. Yeah? You've picked your side. You picked your side. Yeah? And right here, we defend Shirky. Yeah, he's the boy. What am I rating Phil today, asks Trey. I know this is normally an LB thing, but as part of Finalysis, I do have to do player ratings. Would you like us to just briefly go through some player ratings? Let me know. And I can do the Finalysis thing at the same time. Let me know if you would like to do that. And we can, because we're still here for another 15 minutes. Foden Ballon d'Or. He's been wonderful this season, man. He's been so good. He's been so lovely. What is spam? I think it's cow. I feel like it's cow. I'm gonna have to check now. Maybe it's like offal, so it's everything. What animal is spam from? Oh, pork shoulder. Ooh. Wow, I did not know that. Pork shoulder and ham with salt, water, modified potato starch, sugar, and sodium nitrates. Natural gelatin is... Natural gelatin is formed during cooking in its cans on the production line. Gelatin just... I can't eat pork pies. I hate the weird little gelatin that's in between the bread and the meat. I don't like that. I can't do that. I don't like the texture. I don't like the taste. And it's a shame because I feel like I would normally like a pork pie, but I can't do it. Can't do the jelly. I can't do it, guys. I can't do it. I've never had spam in my life. Pork's a weird one. I like a lot of pork products, like sausage, bacon, but like a pork chop or like a pork steak. Ugh. Not or a pork pie. Not a fan. Not a fan, not a fan, not a fan. There are great elements to pork, of course. As I say, sausages and bacon, big up to you. Pork belly. I do like pork belly, though, if it's made in a lovely restaurant, but that can be too fatty sometimes. Yeah, let's do some player ratings then, shall we? Let's do it. Yes, apparently a pork. There we go. And now we know. And now we know. And knowing is half the battle. Okay, guys, let's get to it then. Let's do a player ratings. So, we're going to be starting with the goalkeeper, of course. Now, this does also involve the manager. So, that's the thing. AP, whereabouts in the world are you from, matey? I do understand that lots of people don't eat pork for religious reasons, which is absolutely fine. I couldn't do that personally because I love bacon and sausages too much. I've been very big on chicken sausages recently, though, because I am losing fat and I need lots of protein, and chicken sausages are goated for being low calorie, high protein, and they're also tasty. That's the key. Okay, let's rate the match, guys. 2-0. Oh, yeah, of course. O'Reilly went off. Not sure about the injury, matey. Okay, so yeah. Before we get into the ratings, what is everyone's favorite? If you're not a meat eater, let me know what your favorite vegetarian/vegan product is, of course, so you can still be involved. If you are a meat eater, though, what's your favorite breed of animal? Beef? Are you a cow person? Are you a pig person? Sheep? Lamb? Mutton? Fish? Crustacean? You know? Prawns? I was probably... I might actually say... I low-key might say crustacean, you know? Or I might say seafood. Is seafood... Is that too generic? Seafood? Because that encompasses mollusks and crustaceans. Chicken, of course. Let me know what you got. What's your favourite... You're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that. No cannibalism over here. But let me know what you guys have to say. We got a bird gang. Which bird though? Chicken, cow, venison. That's a great shout. Venison, yeah. I do like venison. Can't be too much though. It can't. It's too rich for it to be my favourite one. Lamb, says IB. I feel like lamb is slept on. Lamb is definitely slept on. Chicken's a classic. You can't go wrong with chicken, really. Lots of people say it's boring, but at the end of the day, maybe you're just not making it right. It's like when you have like gym bros and they're like, oh yeah, man, I'd like my plain chicken breast. You know, chicken breast doesn't have to be boring. Like, you can make chicken breast be delicious and still low calorie. Salmon, that's a great shout, definitely. Shark, ugh. Dinosaur. What is going on? Right, okay. We are descending into rodent territory. So now is the time to do the match rating, the player rating, sorry. Big up turkey sausages as well, by the way. My answer, if I can be generic, I'd say seafood, because that gives me crustaceans like lobster. Lobster's a crustacean, right? I'm not being stupid. Yeah. I was thinking if it was like a different thing, like a thermopod. Is that the term? Not sure. That gives me scallops, prawns, lobster, crab. And they're great for protein as well. Scallops are elite. Scallops are elite, by the way, for protein. Absolutely insane. Stephen, get on the seafood, mate. Okay, anyway, play ratings time. Play ratings time. I love crab. Spider crab is lovely. Play ratings. Okay, Donnarumma. I thought he made a decent save for that Njai effort. It's a save I would expect him to make, but he still had to make it. Didn't make any errors. I thought he was good from his... good at claiming corners, good at punching them out. I thought he was calm on the ball. Wasn't really forced into too many errors. Wasn't forced into playing out that much, but what he did well. But by the way, guys, this is from a rating of 0 to 100. So... If you could please give me your ratings as that. So instead of saying like 7, if you say 70 or 7, I guess you can still do that. If you want to say 7, don't round it up though. Use a decimal. Use a decimal or give me a number between 0 and 100. So you can say 6.8 or 68 because we are using decimals with this Fanalysis app. 50 is average. Remember, 50 is average. 60 is above average. 70 is good. 80 is great, 90 is brilliant, 100 is perfect. That's how we do it over here. So what do we think for Donnarumma, first of all? I'm thinking, because he didn't do anything wrong, so it can't be like, It can't be low, of course. Like, he didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't exceptional, but he didn't have to be exceptional. I'd have to do it for every single one. Ultimate, I don't know. I'd just have to do it for every single one. I'm not sure. Solid, yeah. I think solid is the word. I'm looking for a figure around the 70-ish mark, because 80 is great. If we're saying that 70 is good, 80 is like great. You know, I can't say that because I don't think he had enough to do. That's not his fault, but he didn't have enough to do. So I'm thinking like maybe a low 70 is probably fair. I think that's probably reasonable. That's what a lot of you guys said. We've got 1.6, we've got a 7.5, we've got a few 80s to be fair. It's a thing. Hate him on by a boy, Chevalier. Hey, I still would have wanted one of Chevalier, Costa, or Garcia. That's still a thing for me. Obviously saying 78, 75 for Dom. I'm going to go for... Yeah, I'm going to say 72. I think that's fine, because remember, 70 means you've had a good game, and I thought he had a good game. I don't think it should get rounded up to high to an 8, because that's great, and I don't think he had enough actions to do that. Ruben Diaz. I feel like a lot of these players are going to have a similar-ish rating. Didn't do too well for me in that first half. I thought that Beto had his number a fair few times. But second half, I thought it was far more commanding aerially. That was going to be the key. What was his... That'd be interesting. What were his... I've been trying to keep a tab of his aerial numbers from this season. How did he do? Yeah. That's only 2 out of 8. I thought it was a lot better than that. Only 2 out of 8 is surprising. So still not as good as I would have wanted it to be. But I felt he was quite solid overall. What do you guys reckon? Diaz gets plus 60 for being beautiful, so a 129. Ruben 72.5, 70. 72 high, says Louise. 68, 70. 65, 6.9. 72, 68. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. I did feel like he was really good in that second half. He was all right in the first half. He is a bully. You're not wrong. He is a bully. I'm thinking either a high 60 or a low 70 for this one. I think that's fair. Do I think that... I don't know if he did better than Donnarumma in this game. So I'm going to go high 60, I think. I'm going to say he's just on the cusp of having a 7. I'm going to go 69. I think that's reasonable. I think that's fair. I'm going to go 69. No, I'm not. I'm going to go 70. I don't like not doing... I know I just gave Donnarumma 72. I really don't like not doing ones that end in 0 or a 5, but I'm going to do it here. I'm going to give him a 70. I think that's fine. AP says Diaz and Ake contributed to the slow build-up. Oh, totally agree. Gvardiol also Cassandra reminds me a bit of Laporte. They don't take too many touches on the ball. I agree with all of that, AP. We miss Gvardiol a lot today, 100%. Ake. Mixed bag. Similar with Diaz. Great second half. No problem with that. Lovely stuff. He made an error which very nearly led to a goal. Poor passes a number of times. On the other hand, he did. Herbal's absolutely right. He did fantastically well, and this is something that Musty brought up. He won all of his duels. So defensively, he was actually brilliant. I can't fault the individual defensive actions. But we know that that's not necessarily good enough for a City centre-back. Certainly a left-sided centre-back. And too often I felt that he wasn't doing enough or was doing adverse damage. So I'm actually going to give him a slightly lower rating than Diaz. Yeah, I don't think it's mental. I think that's a good summation by Olv. A little bit less. I agree with that. I'm going to say high 60s for me. Because the defensive work was good. And 67. I'm going to say 67. I think that's fair. Herbal says 65. Jack 99. Ultimate says 68. Louise just with a 6. Sachin says 75. Ultimate says a low 70. I think that's fine. I think that's good. I can't ignore the moment, because at 0-0, that, and I should have gone in from Beto, who knows what happens? Maybe we lose the game if that happens. So I've got, even though he was really good defensively, I don't think I can. I don't think that I can do that purely because of that error. So that is a thing. I suspect in general, the ratings are going to get a lot higher here now. Mateus Nunes. Did he do anything wrong defensively? Not that I can think of. There were a number of times where he marauded forwards into the center and just carried the ball forwards, and like it was like a train. I can't remember him doing anything like poorly. Really? One of his better games is Ultimate. Yeah. I think we might be looking towards like high 70s or high 70s is what I was thinking. Got a couple of 80s here though. So yeah, Ultimate says 80, Herbal says 80 to 85. 85 for Sachin. Kafunes 90. He was electric. Nunes 75. He was definitely good, says Orange Bull. Nunes 70, 75, Nunes 78. Bozoless performance, yeah, definitely. He apparently gave away the ball a few times, but I can't even recall him doing that. Yeah, I can't really think of too many instances where he was bad. He was solid in the air, yeah. When his defensive duels, he was good from our corners. He was a good transitional threat as well. I think high 70s Herbal, yeah, I think so. I will say, I feel like I don't know if this is just like a thing, but generally speaking, my rankings compared to other City fans on here are a lot lower. And it's not just for an individual player. It's not like I'm, hating on a certain player. I think just generally, I think I may have like, I'm more reluctant to give high ratings. Like I want to be very impressed to have a properly high rating. So I'm going to say 70... 77. That's what I'm going for. But of course, if you're rounding it up, that would be an 8 out of 10. So he's closer. It was closer to a great game than a good game. I think that's fine. I think that's reasonable. O'Reilly now sadly went off injured. Obviously got the assist. Do we think Nico O'Reilly had a better game than Nunes? Because now we can base it on relative terms. Did O'Reilly have a better game than Nunes? And then what are your thoughts on that one? Of course, he got the assist. Invaluable in that sense. Solid defensively. Great going forwards also. Was great aerially. Similar to Sachin. Ultimate just says yes. Ichigo says an 85. Arjun says an 80. Yazan says a 75. Kem with an 80. He got the assist, a yes, says Herbal. Yes, says Ichigo. Similar games to Nunes, they were both solid. Yeah, again, I'm thinking another high 70, but a higher 70. I'm going to revise my Nunes rating. I'm going to put that down to a 76. And I'm going to give O'Reilly a 78. Because that might sound really petty, but I think that O'Reilly deserves more than a one gap to Nunes, and I'm not willing to put O'Reilly any higher than 78. So I've got to drop Nunes down by definition. That still puts him at a rounding up to an 80 if you want to do that. So I'm giving O'Reilly a 78. Hopefully, does anyone have an update on his injury, by the way? Or is that not a thing? Lovely game from him. Very, very happy overall. Great stuff. Justice for Cafunes. He's a good lad. Absolutely he is. Nico. Good game. Not a great game. I thought he had a good game, though. Decent in build-up. That one tackle he did on Njai. Ooh! That was naughty. That was a naughty challenge. In a good way. Like, the tackle was clean. It was clean. Really, really tasty. I'm enjoying my Nico performances. Hit a couple of good switches, also. Not offering as much in the final thirds as I thought he would have done so far, but I thought he was solid. AP, I was like, that's brilliant, Nico, that's brilliant. I'm a yapper. You guys know I'm a yapper, but I'm a yapper in the stadium as well. Like, I would just say little things like, oh, that's brilliant. As if they can hear me. I would be encouraging them. So that's brilliant, Savia. Well done. I just like being positive in the stadium. Do you know what I mean? I want the positive energy to to reach them. I'm thinking maybe similar to Nunes. I'm thinking 75 personally. Can't recall him doing anything necessarily wrong. Thought he was solid overall. Actually, no, I tell a lie. I might give him 70. No, never mind. I gave Nunes 76. I'm giving Nico 75. I'm giving him 75. Excuse me. 8 for Louise, a Nico G with an 8, a 7 for Ichigoat, a 7.5 for Herbal, 9.96 for... Let's say he had a bad game at all. That's not fair. I don't think he had a good game. Might have been... I think he was average. I think he had quite an average game, you know, Reinders. What do you guys reckon? I'm thinking 50s. I'm thinking 50s, but what do you guys reckon? Let me know in the chat. Wait, are we still live? Am I still here? Hello? Yeah, I am. Good. Okay. Wait, am I? Am I live? Hello? Have I got disconnected? Are we good? Oh, no, we're here. Okay, good. I was just concerned that it froze. Oh, never mind. No, mine's not working now. My stream's not working. Can you guys still hear me? Am I still here? Hello? My test stream's not working. Stream tried dying. Is it dead, though? But can you guys hear me? Well, you must be able to hear me now if you're responding to me. Okay, weird. My test stream's not working. We're back at first for a second. Okay, thank you for confirming. Apologies. Yeah, so Reinders. Reinders was okay, says Herb. I'm going to go for a 6. 64, 6. This is what I meant earlier about maybe I'm just quite harsh. 6 for me is that 6 means you've had a good game. There's a bit of a... Okay, thank you, Jack. 6 for me means you've had a good game. And I don't think Reinders had a good game. I think he had an average game. I'm going to give him something that begins with a 5. I don't think... Oh God, how harsh am I going to be here? No, it doesn't, Naveen. It doesn't. 5 is average. 6 is above average. 5 is average. 6 is above average. I don't think Reinders was above... Oh, sorry, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, I apologize. No, I am very wrong. Apologies. 7 is good. 6 is above average. 5 is average. I'm wrong. Apologies. That's my bad. I got my terms wrong. I apologize for that. I'm very wrong there. Yes, totally. Please accept my sincere apologies. 7 is good. 6 is above average. 5 is average. I don't think that he was above average. So I'm going to give him 50 something because I felt he was average. I'm going to give him a 50. I'm giving him like a 52. I'm giving him 52. I can't in good conscience say that he's closer to having a above average game than an average game. That might sound really mean, but I think that's fair. That's what I'm going to give him to him. LB Raid, pick up to LB. Thank you so much for that. That's a harsh rating from me, but I'm harsh with my ratings. For everyone, by the way. For everyone. Doku. I felt that there's a lot of repetition here. A lot of these players had good but not great games. So we are looking to the 70 mark, the 60 to 70 mark, rather than hitting those 80s. I haven't given anyone an 8 yet. I haven't given anyone an 80. What do you guys reckon for Doku, though? Let me know. What do you guys reckon? 7.1. Doku 64 says Strawberry Cheesecake. If you just joined from LB's raid, big up to you. What did I give Donnarumma? I think I gave him 72. I gave him 72 because he didn't do anything wrong and he did a decent save. So that's why I gave him a 72. We gave Randers a 52. Doku's he is very beautiful. I will say that much. To be fair, he is very beautiful. 62 from Steve. That's harsh. 70 because he was ineffective, stuck to the touchline. I'm going to give him some credit because of his fantastic positioning for that first goal, which creates the space for Foden and latterly O'Reilly also. So I'm going to give him a bit of a boost in that sense. I'm probably going to give him like a low 70. Because I'm not going to say that he played as well as, Nico or O'Reilly or Nunes. But so I think I'm going to sit, but I still think he had a good game. I'm just going to give him a solid 70. So worse than Donnarumma. More like Diaz level, who I also gave to a 70. I think that's fine. That's good. I liked a lot of what Doku did. Final action just wasn't quite there. Maybe I'll give him a 71. Maybe I would be cheeky and give him a 71. Yeah, in fact, I will. I'm going to give him a 71. Because I might give Savio a 70, because I felt that Savio wasn't quite as good. Even though he got the assist, which was nice. I still felt that Doku had a better game than him. I like Savio, of course. I do, but I did feel like Doku had a better game. What are you guys rating Savio, though? What are you guys rating Savio? Let me know. I've not rated Savio yet, Bryn. I've given Doku 71. The Citizen says 50. Doku wasn't having a good game, just like Savio. Maybe I'm being too generous to Doku, then. I'm committed now. I've got to back my ratings. This is what I would do normally. What do you guys give Savio? Better or worse than Doku? What are you guys saying? What are you saying, chat? 65 for Dom. I think it's definitely lower. They were stinky. No, wow, Herbal. Goodness me. So not even think he had an above. So you think he had a below average game? No, sorry. Think he had an average game. I'm gonna give him something in the 60s because I did. There were some elements I did like from him, so I'm gonna give him something in the 60s. 55, 50, 25. 64 for Savio. I'm gonna say. Well, I gave Ake 67, and he nearly created a fucking error that led to a goal. So do I give Savio a better rating based on that in relative terms? Or do I just go for the same? I'm going to say 67. 67 for Savio. So mids to high 60s, that sort of thing. I totally get it if you want to put it lower, by the way, because he was quite frustrating. But I just like some of the actions, so I'm going to do that. It's going to be a thing. Oh, definitely, Dylan. Definitely, matey. 100%, mate. We've tweeted about that. We've spoken about that as well. True Citizens laughing. Is my Savio rating that bad? Hello? Hello? Have I missed something? Have I missed something? Right, Little Phil. Little Phil Foden. Guys, my man of the match. Even though Haaland got 2 goals. Not good enough in the first half. Wonderful in the... Oh, fuck's sake, Tristan. Wonderful in the second half. What are we saying for Little Phil? 6.5 for Louise. Goodness me, that's harsh, Louise. Second half Phil was class in 82. 90, 85. It was wonderful, wasn't it? Giant 85. 77 for Bryn, 83. I'm not willing to give Foden an 80. And let me tell you why. Because if you get an 80, that means that you were great. And whilst I felt that Foden had a great second half, I don't think he had a great first half. I might be giving him a high 7. Or do I give him a low 8? Am I being too harsh now? Am I going too far the other way? If I felt he was... No, this is stupid. If I felt he was man of the match, then I should probably be giving him an... Yeah, it's a good point, Herbal, isn't it? My first instinct is high 7s, but I did say he was man of the match, so I guess by definition I probably should be giving him a low 80. Yeah. Let's do that, shall we? Let's do that. Because if I'm saying he's man of the match, I've got to give him the best rank, and that's a very good point. The Citizen, no one was particularly good there. It would be wrong to give... Yeah, I'm sort of like going counter to my own logic here. So I've argued myself out of my initial starting point. I'm going to give Foden an 82 because I feel like I have to give Haaland an 80, at least, for scoring 2 goals. If I don't do that when he scored a brace and didn't do anything wrong, and I think that Foden played better than him, then I feel like that's a really stupid thing to do. So I'm going to give Haaland an 80 for scoring the 2 goals. I think he had a great... that means that he's had a great game. An 8. And I'm going to give Foden an 82 because my rating for Foden has to be higher than Haaland because I believe Foden was the man of the match. So I think I'm happy with that. Thank you guys for talking me through this. I'm happy with that. Finally, before we just refresh, I'm not going to rank the subs because they barely really featured that much. I don't normally rate the subs. I just click do not rate for most of them. Unless they came on really early and had a massive impact, I don't tend to rate them. So I'm just not going to do that again. The last one, though, guys. Pep Guardiola. What are we rating Pep Guardiola? Let me know what you think. I don't think you got much wrong. I thought the subs were really good that he made. Starting 11 was what most of us expected it to be outside of like 2 or 3 instances. So starting 11's fine. The subs were great. What do you guys reckon, though? What should we give to Pep? Thank you for your super chat, Abdallah. Wingers not good enough, Bob, Savio, Doku. I don't agree. I think they are. I think they are good. Thank you for your super chat, but these are young players. We've got to keep the faith, I think. Subs for a 10. Guardiola gets a 90, 80, 70, 80. Pep an 82.5. Bernardo was 75. Pep 85. First half made great. Second half of the subs. Yes. 90 bringing on Bernardo. 70. I'm going to give him an 80. I thought that he had a great managerial performance there. Nothing too crazy. He didn't do anything mental. Like the structure, the setup was the exact same. Not a problem there. He made subs when he needed to, and they were good subs. So I'm going to give him an 80. 85, 100, 85. 80, he worked with what he had. Ake, the only questionable decision, says Dylan. Yeah, and you got to rotate well, haven't you? An 85 for Louise. Lovely. I just need to do a cheeky little match review, which I will do off screen, obviously. Why didn't he play Gvardiol? Well, he commented on Gvardiol in the press conference, and he basically alluded to the fact that he's played so much football. He's played so much football this season and last, and he needs a rest. So that's great that we were able to do without him against Everton, and he's going to surely start against Villarreal as well. Shattered, says Tom. Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. That is a thing. That's a thing. Can't argue with the rest 100%. So just to surmise, just to wrap this up, let me just briefly go through my ratings one more time. Remember, I'm quite harsh. So, we got Donnarumma, 72. Diaz, 70. Ake, 67. Nunes, 76. O'Reilly, 78. Nico Gonzalez, 75. Reinders, 52. Doku, 71. Savio, 67. Foden, 82. Haaland, 80. And Pep Guardiola, 80. Thank you guys for your help with those match reviews. We were very similar. Of course, there'll be some deviation, but I think generally speaking, we got quite similar reviews. Thank you so much, Abinab, for renewing your membership. Welcome back to the Ultras Club. Don't know why it says welcome, because you've already done that, so there we go. Your random... Oh, what a baller this guy was for like 2 seasons. Demba Ba. What a guy. An absolute king he was. What a fun player. Reinders couldn't have been that bad, says Keo. Well, no, you're right, he wasn't bad. But 50 is average. And I'm not willing to say that Reinders had an above-average game. I'm just not willing to say that he had an above-average game, because I thought that he was distinctly average. I don't like the scoring system gives you PTSD of score. Yeah, look, Dom, if Haaland, like, you know, finished that chance that Shirky created for him, but also, like, people aren't talking about this, if he created the chance at the end that Foden created for him as well, and he gets 3 or 4, then yeah, it's a different conversation, because sometimes goals do just push you that high up, and that is a thing. Sadly, it ended 1-0 to Arsenal. Again, another game where they win just from a fucking corner. It's so boring, man. Are they going to win the league from corners? Is that actually what's going to happen? I'm going to be so upset, man. I'm going to be so upset if my beautiful game is won by fucking corner ball. Christ. Absolutely, the Citizen, absolutely. Shout out to Abnab for joining the Ultras Club. I'm just going to pop the members on the list. If you guys would like to support the channel, then you can do so by clicking the link the Knobbot is about to send you. Become an Ultra of the channel, support the channel, get exclusive videos, exclusive member content, get a lovely glow-up name in the chat, get a lovely rat emoji next to your name. I've touched on the exclusive videos. Get in the Hall of Fame and get featured in every single YouTube video and stream that I make. We are going to wrap it up here. Do we have any final questions / final thoughts? I'm going to go now because it is date night tonight and I am cooking for Mrs. Nobbins. It's gonna be lovely. We're gonna dress up very fancy. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm preparing scallops and prawns in a garlic white wine oily butter thing with ciabatta donkey things for starter. And for main, we're having prosciutto wrapped halibut with a side of maybe prosciutto wrapped asparagus, depending on how much prosciutto there is, and garlic butter mushrooms also. The analysis video went... I mean, Tom, mate, I've just come back from the match. I've just immediately come to do this one. The analysis video, as always, will be out the day after the match. So I will do that tomorrow. So tomorrow, I'll rewatch the match tomorrow morning. I will provide my thoughts. But I don't think there was too much to say tactically. I'm probably going to be focusing on the goals themselves, and like Foden in particular. But... a date night live stream. Yeah, definitely. It will come. They always come, don't worry. Nobbins videos always arrive. They always arrive. Don't you worry about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not big on red wine, Dylan. I can do white wine, but I'm more big on cocktails and shorts rather than beer and wine, TBH. But Mrs. Nobbins likes wine, so we drink. We are drinking wine tonight, but we are using white wine in the prawns and the scallops and the halibut to add some flavour. Add some flavour, you know how it is. Thank you all so much. Analysis video will be out tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. And then we'll be doing an Ask Nobbins early next week and upload there as well. So if you've got a question that you want answering in more detail, leave it in the comments section of that Ask Nobbins video. Thank you so much for your beautiful support as always. Big up to LB for the raid as always. Goodbye, guys. Go on, City.